This is a code walkthrough for the example file SplitPerson.java. What this file is demonstrating is taking a string such as this one, chopping it up into individual fields, and using this data to create an object, or in our case, a person object. So let's say we start out with this string. We don't know where this comes from, but we got it from someplace, and we're going to run it through this method called createPerson, which is down here as a separate method. It's going to do its thing internally, return us a person, and we can print out that person using its existing print method. So as always, let's compile this and let's run through this. And so we took this string and converted it into this printable person object. Pretty cool. Well, actually, the real magic happens inside this separate createPerson method. What it does is it's accepting a string as input, and then what we're doing is we're parsing up the string on the commas so we can see that we're going to get these individual fields out of it, and then we're going through and trimming each one of those array elements and writing back over itself. And then for the specific element that corresponds to the date, we're also doing a secondary split on that one, except this time we're splitting on the slash as a delimiter. So that's going to be the 0, 1, the second element, the 2 element rather, of the string array. So this is the 2 element of the split array, and we're splitting it a second time. Then we're going through and trimming it again. And once we've done that, we've got 2 string arrays on hand, and we can go pluck out all of the fields of interest into individual named scalar variables. In the case of the date, we're putting together a CS12 date birth date, and notice that we have to apply the parse methods of the various wrapper classes to convert strings to doubles or ints. Then we use all this information to assemble a person object, which we return to the caller and then print out. So let's do this. Let's go through this slowly one time. We'll put a breakpoint on main, hit the debug, and let's trace through this a little bit. So there's our original string. We're going to feed this string into the createPerson method. So we'll click on this bent arrow. This is the string that we start with, and we're going to jump into this createPerson, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to split it up on the commas, which gives us this tokens1 array, and this is all of the fields of this original string broken up into separate strings. So if you look closely, there's some leading white space on some of these, so we're going to loop through and clean up each one of these and remove the leading spaces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the 2 element, and we're going to split this up one more time on the backslash, or the forward slash rather, which gives us this. And then again, although I don't think we need to here, we'll cycle through and trim these if needed. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go through these 2 string arrays and pull out all of the data we need into named variables. So for example, tokens1 sub 1 is the first name, tokens1 sub 0 is the last name, tokens1 sub 3, first character of that with a char at 0 is the gender. For the height and weight, we're going to look at tokens1 sub 4. We're going to take this string, run it through the parse double, and that's going to give us a numerical height, and we'll do the same thing to get a numerical weight on this string right here. Then what we're doing here is we are repeating the same operation with a parse int on these 3 strings of tokens2, turning these into their numerical equivalents, and then we're turning right around and using these 3 numbers. This, for example, is a numerical month, a numerical day, and a numerical year. We'll use those to instantiate a new CS12 date object, which we see here. or actually, excuse me, that's actually just the birth date. But here we're going to instantiate the new person object using all of that named data, and we will pass it back to the caller. So here's the object that we've put together, and then we will simply print it using this print method. Okay, let's finish up this debug, clear this output, and just for grins, let's remove this breakpoint and let's set up a new string here to demonstrate that there's no hocus pocus going on. Tell you what, I'll use my own information here. 1963, male, 1.90. I'm going to be a little bit charitable on the weight here. Okay, here's another line of input. This is going to supersede this one. We don't actually need to redeclare that, but I'll save that. I'll compile it. I'll run it, and there is the data for me. So in summary, we've just shown how to take a string, run it through this method, take it apart, and use that data to create an object of some kind, which we can return to the caller and print out by all normal means. So your basic string to object conversion. We'll use this one in another example, but here we've just buried all the details into it. Okay, that's it.